Rumors are that allegedly Ashley Darby may be the next lady at Real Housewives of Potomac to be fired. What did she do? And can she fix it? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Ashley could be the next housewife fired over at Real Housewives of Potomac. What did she do? And can she fix it? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Ashley Darby could be next to be fired at Real Housewives of Potomac. Many fans speculate that this recent stunt may have sealed her fate. The source continued, "This new stunt isn't good for Ashley. She should be extremely fearful of her future on the show. Stunts like these never go over well with producers or the network. Things like this causes them great stress, and the only way to get past it is to let the primary stressor go. And in this case, it's the secondary stressor who may also fall victim to a firing." Another source said, "This is just another example of Ashley not playing her cards right, as she normally doesn't. How could she allow something like this to happen," said the source, "especially around the very sensitive contract negotiation period?" So the question is, what dumb stunt did Ashley allow to happen that could cause her to be fired at Real Housewives of Potomac? Well, industry insiders say that Ashley allowing Michael to sue Candiace for $2 million for defamation could potentially get her fired, and here's why. The insider continued, "First, there are strict guidelines in place that allegedly prevent housewives from suing one another and or the network. While this protection allegedly does not extend to the husbands and vice versa, however, other measures can be put in place to make these type of things stop or go away in the event of misguided legal actions." The source continued, "Bravo could fire Ashley or not extend her contract until this issue is solved. The pressure of the loss of primary income and employment could force Ashley to beg Michael to stop and withdraw his lawsuit. This could work and probably will be the course of action," ended the source. Another source speculated that we can also expect there to be questions whether the network is at fault for any of Michael's claims. The source elaborated, "It's one thing for Candiace to repeat a rumor or first-hand information, but it's another thing for Bravo and producers to air it on the network. So, logically, if Candiace is hypothetically responsible for defamation, isn't Bravo and producers equally responsible for airing it?" The source continued, "And then this is where it gets sticky and becomes a bigger issue for Ashley. Suing the network and producers is a wrong road to go down," said another source. "Look at Nene, for example. Also, the network also has proof of alleged physical misconduct regarding Michael and several of their employees. So this lawsuit can definitely go two ways," ended the source. Now, kinfolk, when this story broke that Michael was suing Ashley, I really thought Michael had a lot of nerves to pull a stunt like this. But once again, we have seen something that Ashley has allowed to happen time and time again, and it's this. Once again, Ashley has allowed Michael to potentially play her out of a bag. Once again, she has allowed him to potentially play herself out of stable income for her and her 2 sons. And the reason why that this stunt doesn't really look good for Ashley is because, one, everyone knows that Michael has had these allegations brought against him in the past of sexual misconduct. Now, the thing about it is, Ashley has always blindly defended him. Now the issue is that the fact that they're in a separation period or might actually be finally divorced, it seems like now is the time where she shouldn't have any real ties to Michael to try to save his reputation, especially if it means sacrificing herself at her job. Now, with that being said, it does seem like there is a double standard. It seems as if all the other ladies can recite rumors about what they heard or even seen Michael do on camera and he not sue for defamation, but as soon as Candiace does it, it seems like it becomes an issue, especially when she names a name that also was bleeped out and wasn't aired. So if we see any type of context of how this thing goes, if we see kind of a repetitive narrative or attitude towards the men on the show when they're accused of something that they feel like they didn't do but may actually have done, they seem to overreact. And the fact that Candiace put a name to this alleged information and the way that Michael is reacting the way he is, it just leads us to believe or ask the question, is there or could there be any truth to this? So with that being said, it seems like Ashley has really allowed Michael to create a lot of unnecessary commotion at her job and in the housewife universe. Now, the next part of this rumor next part of this information that I find just very interesting, and it seems as if Michael would have thought of this before filing his lawsuit, and it's this. Hypothetically, Chris could file a lawsuit against Ashley for the lies that her and her friend were telling and spreading on the show. And the reason being, Chris has acknowledged that he has lost some clients and some work behind these allegations because of the sensitivity of the topic. And so with that being said, Chris actually has proof that this defamation of his character has caused him mental harm and financial harm. So it seems as if that Chris really could file a counter lawsuit for $4 million, because not only is this defamation well documented on the show, it is proven to have caused him some type of financial and mental harm. Something that leads me to believe that, one, I just don't think Michael consulted Ashley about this. And a lot of people think that this is Ashley's doing, but I don't think Michael really talked to her about it, because it seems as if Ashley would have said, well, you can't sue him because if that's your logic, he could potentially sue me. And the things that I've said and the things my friend have said, they are well documented on the show. Now, again, is Ashley smart enough to think that or see that? I do believe so. It's just when it comes to Michael, she just plays dumb for some strange reason. And the reason is not very strange. It's because Michael is a primary financial benefactor. And I think she plays dumb to a lot of things that he does, especially when she internally knows they're not right. It's just to secure and keep her bag for herself and her son secure. But this time I will say it seems like it may cost her her own job and employment. Now, kinfolk, it's another part of this rumor that I'm hearing from behind the scenes that I find very interesting and very bold of Michael, and it's this. Rumors are that allegedly a lot of producers have been very frustrated with Michael, even in past seasons, of his misconduct behind the scenes. It's well documented and has been documented in several public publications. It's been very well documented on the show. And my sources are telling me if these producers are very frustrated with Michael, that they could put some pressure on Ashley to make all this go away. Or, to be honest with you, to relieve some of this frustration that they're allegedly having, they might just get rid of Ashley and Michael altogether so that Michael has no ties to the network. Michael is one person who we talked about in the past who does not fit the new Bravo brand. 2 seasons ago, allegedly Bravo and producers on the Housewife franchises were trying to rework their housewife models and try to make the franchise less dark. less grimy, right? And so in doing so, they had to part ways with a lot of housewives who they felt like allegedly could have contributed to that darkness in the housewife universe at Bravo. And seeing how Michael is one of those individuals who has not had the best reputation on Real Housewives of Potomac, being one of the people who just simply goes against all the new branding, it just makes it very hard for me to believe that they probably would keep Ashley around and keep Michael around as well. Or if they did keep Ashley around, I definitely do see them having some very strict no filming with Michael policies in place. However, that does fall under another situation and another issue for Ashley, and it's this. It seems as if, Michael is Ashley's storyline. It's not that much that she can do in terms of storyline outside of Michael, unless keep up frivolous lies and drama with the other ladies that gets her absolutely nowhere. Also, Michael is her primary, or it seems to at least be her primary financial benefactor. So it's going to be very hard for her to cut Michael off, and knowing that she depends on him to pay, I guess, some of the bills on the mortgage and some of the bills in the house. And it all just leads us back to this place that Ashley continues to find herself at the mercy of Michael. And I've had this conversation with friends before who also watch the show, that it is that financial bondage that she's in to Michael, because she got with him so young. She never had an opportunity to find financial stability on her own. He knew that being older, and also seeing how green she was able to financially bind her and tether her to him pretty much for the foreseeable future. And it's very funny that Ashley could not see that, because in one way I could imagine Ashley saying, okay, I have kids, I always wanted kids, but also not being able to see how that would just tie her to Michael forever. And I think that getting to the bag for Ashley, she probably figured like, well, I'll get great child support or great alimony if I have kids. But then again, it was that naive thinking that she had when she was so young and even into adulthood, not knowing that Michael pretty much had financially tied her and banned her for really even getting her hands on a lot of his money at the end. So now we see Ashley in a very peculiar situation where it is very well a two-way street. We have not heard from Candiace and her team yet, and a lot of people are saying, oh, that's what Candiace gets, and Candiace is shut up now, and she's not talking like she normally talks, she's not running her mouth. But Candiace is very smart, and I think Candiace is playing her cards close to her chest because of this reason. Candiace pretty much knows she doesn't have knows that Michael does not have a leg to stand on. And I think that the case against Michael, if you want to bring a case against him, is way more damaging than any case that he could bring against Candiace at this point. To be honest with you, Chris and Candiace, if they wanted to get down in the mud with Michael and Ashley, they really could cause them a lot of financial harm. And I think the producers and the network knows that. So I'm really believing that we're probably going to see this lawsuit go away privately. I definitely do see Michael dropping all of his claims. And if he does not drop all of his claims, I do definitely could see, if you are to believe these rumors right now, because it's all speculation and alleged information. But I could definitely see, hypothetically, the network or producers putting a lot of pressure on Ashley to get this resolved and stopped, because this is just not good for the franchise. And I also tell you what it's not good for as well. It's not good for the franchise and them trying to continue to create a new brand for their housewife universe. And hopefully this situation can also put a stop to Giselle's lies as well. Because if this is allowed to go through, then it really does set precedent for a lot of the other ladies and their husbands to have some type of protection for themselves against other claims like this. Now, albeit it is Michael, and those claims do seem a little bit more believable because of who he is. However, when you look at other individuals like Chris and Eddie, who have been blatantly lied on, it makes it easier for them to go to court and say, hey, this is going to stop, and it has to stop. And all that legal jargon and all that legal back and forth, really, from what my sources are telling me, is something that the network and producers absolutely despise. It's time consuming and money wasting. Now, kinfolk, If you are to believe these rumors and this alleged information, do you think that Ashley made a big mistake by not stopping Michael from filing this lawsuit? Or do you think that Michael, in some type of crazy world, has every right to sue Candiace for defamation? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.